Well, it's World Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and we had the day on Saturday. Joining us to tell us more about programs available and what's being done to help seniors, to my immediate left, we have Jacob Larger. He's Adult Protective Services Administrator with Allen County Job and Family Services. And then we have Deputy Bob Fisher. He is Adult Protective Services Unit with the agency. And thank you both for coming today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay, Jacob, you know, we kind of started the celebration awareness or whatever you want to say on Saturday, but that continues through this whole month of June. And why is it important to raise awareness about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So the entire month of June is dedicated to elder abuse awareness. And I think it's all about making sure that individuals understand the resources that are available here in our community. One of the staggering statistics that I always like to say is 1 in 10 adults 60 and older will experience some form of abuse, neglect, or exploitation in their life, and only 1 in 14 of those actually get reported. So there's a huge gap, and we want to make sure that we bring awareness to the services that can help in those situations.
Is it because they don't realize it's a kind of abuse? I mean, do they just like, oh, that's just life and I move on?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. A lot of times you don't recognize that it might be an exploitation case or anything like that. But I think it does come into play that, you know, in a lot of communities, Adult Protective Services is the best kept secret. And that's what we don't want to be happening, right? So we want people to engage with us so we can help them connect better in their communities.
And Deputy Bob, I assume like you have the uniform on and stuff. What do you do and do? Like people freak out when they see you, I guess? Or do you want them to say, hey, I'm here to help?
Both. Sometimes it's nice to have this set up. A lot of our seniors still look at law enforcement as the people to go to, they trust, they believe in, they know who to talk to about these things. With the agency, we're one of the few counties that are set up like this right now. There are several other counties in the state that have an officer or officers working with a detective team or whatever with APS. There's been other things that I've found out in the past with other departments, and then it's starting to play more into APS to have the law enforcement side, especially with law enforcement EMS seeing these things directly. They're the first responders. Again, they're the ones that seeing this. Who do they report to? Help them get them resources and help as well. So it's been a kind of a in-between with me learning some of the APS side of things after many years of being on the street, but now taking that and helping other officers, other individuals throughout the county to say, okay, these are the things that we would look at. Here's some things you guys can help pass on as well. So it's been good. It's been good relationships.
All about that connectedness.
Right, yeah. So like, do you get to go into a home maybe and like assess the situation, or how does it all work in?
I do. Basically, I manage any of the referrals that come in. We have another person that also helps out with investigations. I do the majority of them right now. So I'm involved directly. You name it. It's even from just to go and see somebody, see how they're doing.
Right.
And it may be nothing. It may just be something very simple. We'll still go talk to them.
But the point is, I mean, you're there to help out, right? And you know the resources too to be able to work everything out.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. And so like one of the ways you're trying to raise awareness and get the word out about here's what we can do for you is you have a resource fair coming up. Tell us about that.
On June 26th at our agency at 951 Commerce Parkway, we are hosting a senior resource fair. It's our second annual. We will have over 30 partners that are connected to elder services right here in Allen County. And so we are inviting the entire public, whether it's you yourself that you want to learn about, or if you've just got a loved one, we would love to have you out June 26th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Now, did you find last year that a lot of people were surprised at like what resources there were?
That is the exact feedback we received, is that, wow, I didn't know Allen County had this. And so we want to, again, spread that awareness.
Right, yeah. I assume like when you're going for visits or into homes, you can tell them too, and they're probably amazed that like, hey, I didn't have to wait for this kind of service, or I didn't know that this was happening.
Right. A lot of times, many people don't realize what services are out there. One of our direct services providers, partners, I guess, would be Area Agency on Aging. They have a program called Awakenings. We use them a lot. We refer a lot to them to help them work through their programs at their agency. Then we partner up, just make sure those things keep working and flowing for that individual. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Right, yeah. But I assume also sometimes you unfortunately get severe cases, right? And does it even have to go to a point where we have to prosecute and like you have to do something more drastic, then here's the information we can help you out with?
So there's a couple of different avenues. The most frequent one, and thankfully it's not as frequent as you might think, is the guardianship process.
Oh,
and so
okay, yes.
we can step in and assist an individual that might just be in a situation where we have to get the courts involved. Again, few and far between. We try to use the least restrictive means possible, but we're there to help in any way we can.
Right, yeah. So you mentioned the resource fair, anybody could come. I assume like if your parents are getting older or something and you kind of want to know what's around, this would also be a good opportunity with everyone there?
That's exactly right. That's why we structured it around the lunch hour. If you can just dodge out of the office, come on down, see what it's all about. We want to be able to bring in anybody that's got some concerns about a loved one.
Right, yeah. Raising awareness, and that senior resource fair is there to help. Thank you both for coming today and telling us all about it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.